Okay, guys, I was watching a video yesterday, and it entertained me for all the wrong reasons. It was wonderful. It was a dude making a walkthrough. Oh, I don't want a Kindle. For Demon Souls. And it took him 1 hour and 40 minutes to do the first level. I thought that was great. Like, when I think walkthroughs, that is exactly what my mind goes to. Clearly. How could it not? You know? Right. What do we want to do? Let's go to filing. And I didn't watch the video, so in the guy's defense, you know, it might be really, really good. I don't think it will be, but it might be, and that's the point. So, I'm gonna hit this bonfire quickly. I skimmed through the timeline, as I often do in YouTube videos I have no intention of watching, because you get to see the little picture in the box, and it shows you an example of, you know, what's happening at that point. And I'm looking at it, and sure as shit, he is doing the training area, then he's doing Boletaria, then he's still doing Boletaria, and then I think it ends at around the elemental mark. And I couldn't understand what he did to make it last that long. Like, I love me some Boletaria, but it would not take me 1 hour and 40 minutes to do that zone. And I think he's picking up everything. I think he's doing everything, you know, like grabbing all the shit. And you might be wondering, maybe he's taking his time to explore the lore, you know, to tell you cool things about the development or cool things that he knows about the game. And then you realise this motherfucker doesn't commentate. So it's 1 hour and 40 minutes of him just wandering around the easiest zone in the game. And it makes no sense to me. But lots of things make no sense to me. That's why I make these videos where my level of nonsensory can affect you. How many of these dudes am I going to have following me if I do this? Probably a lot. This could be a great idea. And I'm all about those great ideas. Ah! This is what we do! You'll never get me now, boys! Did they break the door? Oh no, they broke that thing. Thanks. Don't even have to toggle, boys. Got that giants. Right, ladies. This is my zone. I broke the dam. Stab. No? So if you remember, there was a fella down here by the name of Haveli, Machiavellian. I don't know who this dude is. I don't want to know who this dude is, but he's got a really good ring, and we're going to stab him with a giant sword. Is there really anything more brutal and honest than that? You know, what is best in life, Conan? Toggling against Havel. There's going to be a lot of people showing an interest in us. Yep. Don't really want to be fighting. Oh, I keep forgetting I've got a shit roll. Aha! That's good. That was partial and it didn't completely murder us. Havel might, though. Fuck you, dude. You were supposed to stay at the top like good people. But you didn't. And you made me look silly now. Right. I want you, Marsh. Where is he? He's there. No! Terrible. There we go. So if you don't know, there is a rather finicky box when it comes to parrying in these games. As if I can do that. You're wearing Havels! I love that! That's why the kick is so good, and that's why more people should use it. Fucked up again. There we go. It's a positioning thing as well. It's a positioning thing, it's a detection thing. It's a lot of features, and it's something that I think that the games will probably have improved on at this point. I never really have too much trouble with it in Demon Souls. But in Dark Souls, especially in the PvP, when you're first getting used to the timing, you'll miss your parries a lot. Especially when it comes to spacing and things. But that was Havel. Now we've done Havel. Should we do Hydra? Hydra should be interesting. Not killed this guy in ages. Right. So, he's going to help us with the crystal golems, because he's useful like that. And then we're going to stick it to this guy, who's probably going to fall down, because he's pretty dumb. Yeah. Yeah, look at him. He's already been pretty dumb. Swing! Are you weak to fire, sir? Oh, whoa, we stunned him. Zweihander. Doing its job. Going in. You gonna jump? You are gonna jump. Here it comes. Maybe we can hit both of you. That'd be nice. No, we can. Okay. So the Hydra is an enemy that's killed everybody a few times. How could he not? He's one of those kind of dudes. I like to wait for him to fire his breath, and then I like to run for the armor set. Because if you can get into the water, look at that. He'll go into his other mode, which is to hit you with his face, and then it becomes less of a problem. I do love that armor set. Hello. Whoa. Sorry. Blame it on Val Kilmer. He was in. That was weird. Stick your head in. Thank you. Cannot see. There we go. This is a cool enemy. I wish you could fight it properly. Can we do this? We can. And as we get less and less heads, it becomes more and more awkward. Everybody's favourite aspect of Hydra. Aha! What are you doing, friend? Missed. Missed. Yeah, that's not a good idea. You want to stay in the water, because if it starts doing that, it gets a bit dumb. But slow and surely wins this fight. Fucking hell, why do I keep missing? I suck. So bad. You done? No, you're not done. This guy's about to be... No. There we go. You done? He's done. Dragon Scale and the Dusk Crown Ring. Ooh, Dusk Crown Ring is a cool ring. It's also really good for getting into Tear Stone range if you don't have any enemies to fuck you up. Or any falls. Because you can do that and it cuts your life. And then when you take it off, there it goes. So that can be useful if you didn't know that. See, that's the problem with this. D-pads on Xbox 360 are horrible. I don't need to tell you that. You know that. You've used them. It doesn't make sense why they are so bad. Like, PlayStation will always have an amazing D-pad because they always do. You know, the D-pad is always great on those controllers. Yet, Microsoft have just... They can't suss it. There's some technology that they're not allowed to use that stops them from having good D-pads. So when I press start right A and I don't get right A... That's the hardest thing about trying to... Like, I didn't get it again. So the best thing to do there is probably start right bumper. And then I dropped an input. Like, look the fucking that. The input drops in this game is profound. Like, you've got to be so meticulous with stuff, or the inputs just don't come out. And you'll notice... I have that in the wrong slot. That should be there. Because if I was a person who wants to min-max on my rings, when I go into this and I do this, I want to be able to swap rings and I can't do it because I have to make an extra movement, which on a D-pad that sometimes drops inputs can be really annoying, especially in a game that eats inputs. Because that's the big thing that people seem to maybe not completely understand. Although a lot of people do because they've played it a lot. There we go, that's a much better roll. Dark Souls and Demon Souls before it, Dark Souls 2 as well, it's an engine that just devours inputs. And sometimes it's not too bad, other times it's atrocious, and they made this game so much better for that. Like, you could put your shield up like this, and you could press parry, and it wouldn't parry until you dropped your shield. And then it did it. Like, you could stack inputs horribly and get yourself in a really bad state. And there was two sides of that coin that I thought was interesting. There was the side that didn't like it and was like, we don't want this, this sucks. You know, we need it away, we need precision, we want accuracy, we don't want this bullshit. And then there's the other side that's like, well, if you didn't mash the buttons, maybe you wouldn't get it. You know, if you were a little bit more disciplined in your actions, you wouldn't have this happening. So I can understand both sides, but still, it's kind of goofy. Should we kill the dragon? Or should we try and kill the dragon? Killing the drake with fire, is that a bad idea? It seems like a bad idea to me. Did I come up here? I can't remember. I always get the wrong one. It's this floor. I don't know why I do that. Yeah, we came up here. But we haven't gone through here, so... we might be able to kill Taurus Demon in one hit. That would be hilarious. Oh, Taurus Demon. When we were young. And you used to kill us all the time. Oh, when these archers used to be in that different placement. Anyone remember that? Wasn't that annoying? The answer is yes, it was annoying. It was terribly annoying. There he is. Like clockwork, that man. So the soundtrack for this game is leaked online. You can't listen to it, I don't think, but you can see the cover for it. And the cover has the song names. Are you done? Oh, poor guy. And I think there is 16 tracks in total, and these 16 tracks are names, I assume, of perhaps bosses. And when you read down this list, if you do, because obviously it is a spoiler, and there's a lot of people that avoid spoilers like the plague, you see some of these names, and I'm really excited to see some of these things, because the names are cool as shit. There's some really cool sounding stuff. And it sounds like there might be 16 bosses. And if you think to the other soundtracks, there was a lot of areas that had certain themes, and so on and so forth. So there might even be more. Can we watch him go from the mountainside? I thought you walk here, and then there he is. You lazy bastard! What were you doing, son? So hands up now, guys. Be honest. How many people fell for this? How many? All of us? I can say I didn't, but it's because of stupid reasons. I didn't fall for this because I knew about it. I already understood the dragon when I played because I'm a filthy cheater. But how many people got romped by that? Because look at this. I like the fact that there's the oil on the bridge that kind of gives you an idea. There's the burnt corpses, there's the intimidating long straight, and there is the sound if you're wearing a good headset. But there's almost no other way to truly grasp that that's what's about to happen. So I think you have to fall for this trap, because how could you not? Well, that's how I feel anyway. As the frame rate shits the bed. Oh, that's what we could do. We could check to see if those two other gargoyles are still on the tower, because we killed them in Anor Londo, and I've always wondered if they were off the tower as well. Is he shooting at me from that range? Of course he is. Why would he not? The better question is how is that dude alive? Well, this is taking a while. Have you ever dark beaded this dragon? He doesn't end well. Come on, dickhead. Am I stood at the wrong side? Yeah, I think that might be it. This is weird. Dark Souls being weird. You think he's stuck? Oh, I think I know what it is. And I think you know what it is too. It's because we didn't do this. No? Maybe he's too intimidated by the giants. So, do you know something that shouldn't work? Running past the dragon when you don't know when his next breath is coming. Because normally, his next breath is coming the moment you do this. So let's see. Yeah, I think there's something... Ah, there it was. If only I could marry that dragon. What a wedding it would be. So, let's catacombs it up. We've already been down there once, twice, 3 times a lady. It's time to do it properly now.
No, I'm fine.
That guy's got some HP. You're probably thinking, Chris, you had 15,000 souls. To which I would respond, are you new here? That's one of the things I really like, you know, when you're watching a new player and they're essentially having these debates with themselves over the most smallest amount of souls conceivable, because to them it means a lot. And it does mean a lot, and it's a great thing that it's that relative to where you are in the game. That moment where getting 1,000 souls was this life or death struggle. You know, the concept of losing that many souls is brutal. But I've stepped off of ledgers during PvP sessions and lost 100 million souls before, so to me, you know, souls have probably got a different meaning than they have to a person who is quite new. Do you stay dead? I did kill the guy. Ooh, that's his parry stance. Like, it's so racist, this game. Jump attack. Interesting, it knocked him over. It wasn't the strike, though, it was the impact from the sword. It shattered his bones. That's pretty cool. I should have really upgraded my shield. That's enough to kill you? Can you imagine if bits of them fell off when you kicked them and they had to go pick it back up? How funny would that be? I was thinking the other day, though, can you remember how I did that road to Dark Souls? No, I didn't do a road to Dark Souls, sorry. I did a road to Bloodborne. And before that, I did, you know, what I want from Bloodborne. I think I might have. And I've done a what I want from Dark Souls 3. And I've done a what I want from Dark Souls 2. And I'm usually very, very, very way off in my what I want as opposed to what the consumer wants. Well, I was thinking about one of the points I put down for Dark Souls 2, because if you've watched my Dark Souls 2 one, it's the strongest one I did, because it was when I was at my most passionate, and when I was still burning incredibly brightly for Souls games. And I still love these games, but I don't have that same crazy passion that I had going into Dark Souls 2, because of Dark Souls 2. I was disappointed in that game in a lot of ways. But I made a pretty extensive list, and it got me so excited. Well, so yeah. And one of the things I wanted was more of an emphasis on being able to get PvP when there is no PvP. And to do this, I wanted the game to populate the game with randomly generated red phantoms that you could have invade you when you're offline and things, which would make it, you know, a little bit more fun to farm, a little bit more interesting on that front. And it would also enable people who like playing the engine to get that PvP experience. Well, I'm locking onto weird things. And that's one of the things I asked for. And I don't see why that is that difficult to do. Because I was thinking the other day, an even simpler way of doing this would be when you use cracked red eye orbs when you're offline, or when you're maybe not in human form, why not invade a world like you invade Lautrec? And all they have to do is populate you randomly somewhere in the world, and then have a host that's kitted up in random gear, and maybe give him a couple phantoms, or maybe no phantoms, and what have you. And just do that, and just think of the rewards you could get from that kind of system, because it could be random resources, it could be souls, it could be specific items and armors and weapons and things, it could be so many cool things. And it just kind of isn't, and I find that to be really sad. Right. we need to modify, don't we, to this. And to do that, we need red titanite chunks. And I can't, for the life of me, remember where we get these from. I know where the red slab is, but red chunks. Crystal guys give you blue chunks. Do you think it's Izalith? Maybe the Taurus demons? Maybe the worms? Maybe the T-Rex torso guys? I don't know. The good news is we have 10 humanity stocked in the top left. Oh no, we don't, because we left it to the dragon. So we are gonna go get it back. I completely forgot we did that. Thank you, Vamos. See you later, dude. But there's so many things I'd like to see in Dark Souls 3. There's this whole notion and philosophy of corruption, of how dark is corrupting things. Things essentially turning into Manus, you know, getting crazy goblet arms and weird blobby stupidness and all that kind of shit. What if it's happening to the player too? I think that could be really cool. And I looked at it like this. You know when you go to level up, the lady says to you in a massive Demon Souls tease, touch the darkness inside me. And the game is all about the fading light and the taking over of darkness. It's all about dark corrupting things. So they could have had a feature, and I mean they might, we don't know, do we? But I'm just kind of waxing poetic here. They could have a feature where the more you level, the more you touch that darkness, the more corrupt you get. And similar to good old Artorias in the past, corruption could really have ramifications. And I'm thinking even further, like, can you remember how in Bloodborne everybody wanted a transformation? And then there wasn't a transformation and everybody got mad? Because they felt cheated? I think they might have some kind of transformation in Dark Souls 3 to make up for the fact that we got so let down by Bloodborne. The door's still shut. You dumb bastard. I don't know why I'm doing this, actually. Did I kick the ladder down? I don't think I kicked the ladder down. Whoa, look at that! That guy's a beast. We need to do the depths as well. I should probably do that. But I think that could be so good, because so far, there's this notion of being unkindled, and there's this notion of using an ember to somehow make things better. It gives you the 30% extra HP buff and all that kind of goodness. What am I doing? Oh, I keep forgetting what I'm doing. It's this talking, damn it. Every time I start talking, my mind's just like... Doop, doop, doop.